Welcome everyone to our first edition of our European Resilience newsletter video podcast version. Previously, we've only published written blog posts about founders, operators, investors, and industry experts who are dedicated to enhancing European resilience through technology. And we're very, very happy to present this new format, including our first guest, Joel, who's founder of the Nordic Defense Tech Innovation Foundry. Where he'll be saying a few things about himself, but first about Project A and myself. I'm Yannick, part of the team at Project A that looks after all things resilience, including the European Resilience newsletter. Project A is an early stage VC. We have done several investments into the resilience space, including Beck Semiconductor, Quantum Systems, Arc Robotics, Laboratory Technologies, and we're looking to do many more. And Joel, please, if I don't want to take any words from your mouth, but please, if you want to drop a few words about yourself, we'd be very, very happy.
Yeah, thanks, Yannick, and thanks for being the first guest on your podcast. So my name is Joel. I'm the founder and chairman of the Nordic Defense Innovation Foundry, which is a non-profit organization here in Finland. Primarily focusing on giving support, networks, resources to startups or research teams looking to develop something innovative for our defense capabilities. And when I say our, I mean Nordics, EU, or any of our military allies.
That's great. I think, especially in these times, such initiatives are more than required. So,
yeah. Before
taking this away, why did you start this foundation? Maybe you can outline the reasons behind it.
Yeah, sure. My background comes from startups and research, mainly in biotech, but then I have this also other kind of background in as I'm a very active Finnish Defence Forces reservist, and all things defense and security has been always close to my heart. So I woke up to this realization that in Finland, and maybe not even that well in the rest of the Nordics, we don't really have like good support network or program for early stage founders who want to go after or want to build something for related to defense. We have great startup accelerators, incubation programs here in Finland. I know there are great ones in Sweden, Norway, but as soon as you say the word defense, I think that's something where we're still lacking. So that's why I thought that, well, if nobody else is doing it, I should do it myself.
Which makes a lot of sense, which is also surprising to me, to some degree, if I'm honest, because there's I imagine, a bigger sense of urgency laying in the Nordic region, including the Baltics. So maybe you can give a bit of color on how does the Nordic and Baltic region see the Ukrainian conflict, given that there's more proximity to an aggressor?
I think it has certainly changed. Like we just had we had a meeting with city of Helsinki, and they said that before, like 2 years ago, they probably wouldn't have even taken the meeting with us because of being in the defense space. So it definitely has changed the views, and I think it has changed that across the Nordics. Of course, prime example, Finland and now Sweden both joining NATO, and now we're both part of it. So that is one thing that is really like binding our Nordic region in one way. So I really think it brought the view back to that we have to have reliable defense here on our own, that we cannot just rely on other countries or NATO to back us up. And as for the Baltic region, I think for them it's even more imperative as they also share this long border with Russia, same as Finland, of course. I think for them it was even like a bigger, more impeding matter.
Okay, and on that matter, because you mentioned that Nordics and the Baltic regions collectively see this as a big issue, would you say this is the biggest difference to Western Europe that does not see themselves as a group of countries facing the same threat, but as individual countries and therefore making individual decisions?
I think that could be. Yeah, I think the kind of uh, threat is much more tangible here with the countries that are close with the close proximity to Russia and have the long border. So I do think it really kind of also brings maybe the Nordics and the Baltic region together in a new way. At least I hope so.
Okay. And of course, because this is a tech kind of format, have you had any indications how the tech founder ecosystem responded to this new reality on certain fronts?
Yeah, I mean, I have, especially now that we have been working on this defense accelerator program, um, and I have had chance to talk to a lot of also more established companies, tech companies, but also like small startups who are just just thinking of spinning out some new tech or new startup, and I do think it's the views have changed. Like a few years ago, probably no one would have even thought about going into defense side or dual use side because, well, there was a sentiment in amongst investors like that is not something we fund, and then also then the founders were thinking like there's no point of going there because we're just gonna get like booted out of the VC's office even faster. So yeah.
Okay, a controversial take on this. So, have you had the feeling that dual use slash defense has become a hype topic, and that includes founders who would have otherwise built another tech company are now drawn to the space?
Um, I wouldn't think it has become kind of like hype thing yet. This dual use, I think it might be going there. Um, but then again, I like to think that we anyway need our security, and if some founder is helping us to achieve that through technology, I'm all for that. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would kind of see it that way. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And that maybe gives a good bridge to my next question, which would be in the dual use slash defense space, governments are one of the most important customers, if not the most important customers. In your case, how does the Finnish government slash Ministry of Defense, abbreviated with MOD, work with this local tech ecosystem?
Well, when it comes to Finland, I couldn't say too well about the other Nordic countries at this time. Just don't have the view. When it comes to Finland, I'm sure that they are trying, and I, of course, have the utmost respect for the Finnish military and the defense forces in general. But I do think there is room to improve. I really think they could utilize the private sector and this innovation space tech ecosystem much more efficiently and much more from the kind of earlier stages, because currently I think there is a lot of this kind of innovation happens through European Defence Fund projects, and yes, there are parts where technology companies can get in, but I think it's still kind of like it maybe is still a bit not too efficient way. I think there are founders who are developing technologies, and they are not even applying for these projects, or they cannot get there, but they're still developing the technology. And I think we have to find ways to make sure that these technologies get into the eyes, in front of the eyes of the people who make the decisions, can, in the right circumstances, take them further. So I think currently it's not being utilized as efficiently as it could.
And that is hopefully something you're trying to achieve with the Nordic Defense Tech Innovation Foundry, bringing the right amount of technologies in front of the right eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're just trying to kind of build the defense technology ecosystem here, because I think in Finland we have the right ingredients. We have this long-standing big military force. We have a lot of technology. We have great startup ecosystems. So I think it just makes sense to kind of trying to bridge the gap between the early stage founders with awesome technologies, with the people who are trying to kind of utilize that to keep us safe. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we're trying to do. We try to inspire these new founders who are maybe already thinking that they might have something that increases our security, but then also to inspire them to actually take the first step towards that. And we would just want to tell them that it's possible, and we can help you there.
That's an initiative that is unnecessarily, it's indispensably needs to exist. There's no way around it if we are, for the first time uniting behind the common goal, and this should be in a Finnish ecosystem, in the Nordic ecosystem, but then also on a European level. And what you're doing here is great and necessary, and probably to even more degree indispensable. So thank you for doing that. Maybe another question is, now that you've outlined what the Nordic Defense Innovation Foundry aims to achieve, how can our listeners help the region and then the Foundry specifically?
Yeah. Well, from my point of view, what we really want are the networks. Like from me being someone who has joined quite a few different accelerators during my path as the founder myself, and different incubation programs or different innovation programs from different parties. I think the most valuable thing, after all, that we have gotten from any of these are the networks. So whether you're an investor looking to invest in defense technology, whether you are, let's say, a bigger tech company looking to scout for new technologies you would like to somehow, either support, or I don't know, maybe you want to just scout some new companies that you can collaborate, or I don't know. Basically, whoever you are, if you're interested in this common goal, we would like to hear from you. We're looking for experts to join as mentors or come to speak if you have done something incredible in this space before, to kind of inspire these younger founders and more junior teams. We're looking for different kinds of support and networks to get these companies also to be able to maybe see other ecosystems outside Finland as well. So yeah, we're just happy to kind of hear from anyone who is willing to I don't know, lend a hand in one way or the other.
Great. That's perfect. Maybe I think we can wrap it up here probably. Joel, I would like to appreciate you for being on the podcast today, taking the time and outlining what you're trying to do with the Nordic Defense Tech Innovation Foundry. It's an initiative that we as Project A are proud in backing and supporting, and we are hoping that all the listeners can take something away from it, and in the best case, even contribute to it. And with that being said, thank you all for listening today, and catch you at the next one.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.